For the last 3 weeks, we've been making our way across the Indian Ocean by wind and wave only. And we're grateful that it's been mostly uneventful. However, as we enter the final stretch of our journey and draw closer to the equator, the tropical weather arrives. But with it, a renewed sense of adventure and expectation of things to come. So we have a few little storms just right out here, 10 or 12 miles away. Here comes the rain. Oh.
Stupid.
Now it's getting real.
We are in the midst of a hurricane.
I'm so fed up with this passage.
Nah, now it's getting good. Crossed 1,000 miles. We got 1,000 miles left to go.
Kind of squally out here, but I think it's cooled off enough that the squalls aren't gonna be as.
Tears the sail down. We're dead.
That's the last sail without rips in it. Right?
Just grab the shoe jack.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Are you tired of sailing?
Tired of sailing.
We haven't motored hardly at all, like an hour or two right when we left Australia, and that's it. Sails only for the last 2,000 miles.
Alright, Jack, put her out.
All right, here we go.
You ready?
Alright. Yep.
Jack. Oh yeah.
You know, something about that was very hairy.
Hairy.
Yeah.
We cut Finn's hair the other day. And you can hop over to the Teen Tuesday video, which hopefully the link will be right there, to see the cutting of Finn's hair. Kind of made a mess. Oh, it looks so much better. It's tamed. Yeah. Oh, look at your eyes.
What's wrong with them?
They're just really red. You got a big red spot on that one.
Well, you know, what about the mustache, huh?
Yeah, we like the mustache.
Yeah, what about
Renee?
the mustache? Oi.
Yeah, you're working it.
You can see it.
The closer you put it to the camera, the closer you can see it more.
Under 1,000 miles ago. Only going 7 knots now with that sail out.
Well, that's better than the 5.5 we were going.
Yeah.
Size of that one.
That's building up a little
Yeah.
there.
I just got there too.
This asymmetrical sail enables us to go downwind pretty fast, but is only capable of handling winds up to about 20 knots. So if a squall sneaks up on us with high winds, we have to be prepared to get it down in a hurry. We all tend to keep one eye on the radar at all times now that we're moving into tropical storm territory. What are you going to put out?
Yeah.
Can I just unhook this halyard?
Just pull it around the front, right there. Grab it right there. Grab it right there and walk it towards the front.
Not feeling real good about them dark clouds, huh?
No.
Looking pretty ominous back there. We've done a Maze Runner binge. Now they're doing a Hunger Games binge.
I think that Virgin is going to be next.
Oh my god.
Gas we used on the last
I don't hate it, but it's just so dramatic.
We've seen them all so many times.
So dramatic.
Should be there.
So many times.
So many times. What else is there to do on Passage?
You just rather watch The Notebook.
The Lord of the
wouldn't you?
Rings.
The Notebook. Yeah. Ugh. What are you doing here, Captain?
Putting some bucks on Jack's Kindle
Thank you.
Books, books, books.
that he'll like.
That's our offline Wikipedia. No, that's our Calibre offline book library. We do have an offline Wikipedia that I use.
Offline library with 4,000 books. I don't know if this is legal to talk about.
I don't even know where we got it. I'm sure we bought them all. Sure we bought them all. Wink, wink. What are you doing over there, Finn? Why do you have the light on?
I'm videoing you.
Oh, you're videoing me while I'm videoing you. Okay, I'll let y'all watch your movie in peace.
Hey.
All right, we got some good wind from these squalls, 28 knots of wind. Pushing us right along. Going 9 knots, that's pretty good.
We had 31 knots of wind.
31 knots of wind. I think I saw 12 knots
Yeah.
feet over ground for a second.
We were surfing down a
Oh
wave.
my gosh,
right
we
there.
get there in like 3 days. See how fast we're going? There it is. It could be eventful night shifts, you guys. Nah,
This won't stay for long.
that's good.
I mean, you never know. Somebody could die.
No.
I
don't say that.
cannot see.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn it off.
I am blind.
It's day, gosh, this is
Wow.
Tuesday,
13.
day 13.
Yeah, or 14.
Today is September 28th. And here comes the rain again.
Yeah.
Here comes the rain again. Falling
All right, I'm gonna get out of the way before it rains on me.
Yee.
There it is. Not too much.
The squalls pass, the wind changes direction, and we adjust the sails accordingly.
Boy, Jack, I'll go back there.
Make sure there ain't on any hatches. Look at it.
That's what I have.
These squalls bring lots of wind and rain, and for some reason they seem to be worse during the night. We close up the cockpit to try and keep it dry and to keep everyone safe and secure while still managing sails during the many wind shifts. Sometimes even going bare poles and turning on the engine when the wind shifts to a completely useless position.
And it was rainy last night. It was so rainy last night that you couldn't even see the mast. It was raining, downpouring. It's been real squally too. We hadn't been able to put out our big ASIM because it's been so squally, wind shifting. We get 30, 35 knots of wind. But now we're just motor sailing. The wind's kind of died down. We got about 14 knots of wind, 12 knots of wind right on the back. And we're headed direct to our destination now. 600 miles, 500 something miles left. But the rain is just, it's unbelievable how much rain we've got. I mean, it is just...
Cleaned off all the fin hair.
Yeah,
off the deck.
all the rust is gone. The boat is salt clean. There's salt free. It's dirty free. There's no dirt on the boat.
It's a no salt boat.
It's a no salt boat.
Low sodium.
There's no more iron ore from Australia on the boat. And I mean, it is washed down. I mean, even the cockpit. We had all the blinds in the cockpit up. You couldn't even.
Yep.
It's wet in there. I mean, just because rain coming at you from the sides, coming up from the ground. But it's humid and tropical. I can't wait to get in the water.
It is hot. It's like 85 inside the house and probably 80 out here.
I could have taken a farther tack south, and we'd have been in better winds, but I think we'd also been in a more the squash zone where there's a lot of weather there, and we saw lots of lightning down south. It's where that squash zone, that cold front's coming up, and so I'm having a motor sail instead of go down there where the wind I know is blowing and howling. But anyway, we'll be there in 4 days, so that's all good.
But we have what, 1,000 miles range on motoring?
We do.
So
we do. We can
motor the whole rest of the way, huh?
We can. We shouldn't have to. We'll get a motor today and tomorrow, and then the wind should pick back up. We should catch the tail end of that cold front. Everything should be normalized, and just try to avoid lightning, electrical storms.
Yeah, for sure.
This passage has been a great passage. We've made great time. We've averaged about 8.5 knots, and it's slowed down a little bit now that we're motoring, but we're on day 14, is that right?
Yeah.
And
2 weeks out today.
And the passage blues really kick in. I mean, we got 4 days left, and they'll take forever. They'll take, as long as the first 14 days took. But we don't ask us how we like sailing or living on a boat right now.
It's not that we're seasick.
No, we're not sick.
Nobody's sick anymore.
It's just boring.
It's hot.
Boring.
And when it's rainy, you have to shut all the hatches, so it just gets humid.
But we have ACs. A lot of boats would be really suffering out here in this rain. Those ACs make all the difference in the world.
But that defeats the purpose of sailing and traversing the earth for free. And you turn on the generator.
Really? You don't think Columbus would have had a generator? You don't think he'd have been using that? No, they would have had the best technology they could have for the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we set off and we just use all our generator, use all of our fuel for staying cool, then
up until yesterday, we'd only used about 15% of our fuel, and that was for generator. That's 14 days of passage.
Yeah.
And we have been very ample in running the generator, so I mean, we don't use that much fuel.
Yeah. Over the next few days, the rain came and the rain went. We watched carefully as squalls came overhead, brought very little wind, but brought lots and lots of rain. Since the humidity has increased tenfold, the clouds are a calming reprieve from the heat and the sun. This passage has been pretty easy and mostly relaxing and peaceful. As we get closer to our destination, only a few more days away, the anxiety and stress starts to fade away, and the excitement of new adventures just over the horizon starts to take shape. Thanks for watching our show and sailing along with us in spirit. I hope you'll join us next week as we arrive in an entirely new country for the first time in 2 years.